So the week is done, and this is my breakdown. I haven't journaled these trades yet, but we'll go into them one by one. This is the analytics for both accounts right now. So up $150 in total across two accounts, 32% win rate so far. Total win is 9, total is 19. Wow, the stats are interesting. Best win 3.7%, worst loss 2.2%, average loss 0.65%. Average win 1.5%. Okay. So far, three profitable months, just about, as you can see. Hardly anything. I don't even think I traded this month. I'm not sure. This month, 0.45%. Well, at 1% so far this month. Uh, Friday, I think least profitable day. Then it's Thursday, and then Wednesday, and then Monday. Tuesday, I haven't actually taken any loss on, which is great. But yeah, these 3 days seem to be my worst. Friday seems to be my worst by like a big margin, $17 profit to 553 loss on Friday, which is crazy. So that is definitely something I'm gonna keep watching. Friday, Thursday as well. Seems like these two are my worst months, and I haven't yet won a trade in either of them. So they are days that I am gonna watch. But also, what I have realized is when I used to trade, when I first started trading, I used to trade reversals, right? And that was Thursday and Friday. I used to mark up from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m. And what I would do is I'd wait for a close above and then I'd enter a reversal trade. So, for example, break structure to the upside, I'd wait for this break and I'd say, okay, let's change the character stop loss above the high like that. And then I would target a 1 to 2. And that's how I used to trade, right? And I used to do that every Thursday and Friday. I used to only trade Thursday and Friday. And the reason for that is because the reversals work the best on them days. So that might have to be something I do bring back. Like for example, here I'd be waiting for a break of the lows. Okay, so it's broken the lows, and then to be fair, I would have lost this, but I would have entered here. And the reason for that is because that's the last bullish candle. We've now got a new bullish candle, and my stop loss would be here, and then I'll be targeting a 1 to 2. And I'd normally take two trades. So let's say that was my first trade, second trade, uh, second trade I wouldn't have entered because it hit 12 p.m. But yeah, that's how I used to trade on Thursday and Friday. I used to always wait for the reversals. This would have been no trade because this would be the last bullish candle for me. Let me try to go back to the last week. But yeah, it's a weird one. Okay, so here break structure downside. This would be the last bullish candle, so I'd have entered here. Stop loss there, and I'd have targeted 1 to 2. So I'd lost again. Thursday. Break a structure to the outside. No break here, no break here. Yeah, there would be no trade. But yeah, that's how I used to trade. So it is interesting to see that now I'm trading continuations and I'm trading based on what it shows in London session after breaking Asian highs or Asian lows. It is interesting to see that um, Thursday and Friday are my least profitable days because once upon a time when I was trading reversals, I think last year, maybe to the start of this year, they were my most profitable days because they were the only deals I was trading. But that's just crazy and weird. But yeah, so Monday's got a 25% win rate. $167 losses to 355, not too bad. Tuesday, no losses so far, $680. Wednesday, 33% win rate. And then Friday, 28% win rate. So that is the stats so far. And then the trades so far for this week. Is it this week? The 14th? Yeah, it's 14th day. So this week, I had a loss on one account on Monday. Don't know why it says four trades. I think I entered four trades to make sure it was the equivalent to 1% risk. Yeah, I think that's why it says that. Or maybe I entered four trades to make sure it was equivalent to 2% risk. Not sure, I can't remember. But yeah, Monday, loss of $105, which is alright. Then Wednesday, $345. It should have really been 5%, to be fair, because I did set a limit at the 50%, but that just never got tagged. And then Friday, which was today, took two trades today and I lost within like a minute. So I'm gonna go to the calendar. Okay, it wants to refresh right now. Okay, go to my trades. As you can see, I've named them 1 to 2, so I know which account is which. So the 10th is what we're looking for, right? The 10th here, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So as you can see, clean up break structure of Asia session, which is here. Break structure of London session, which was there. The break of Asia session was here with this candle. Break structure of London session. Entry on break structure candle, 4 pips from 50% entry. So I entered four pips away. It was 2 pips away from 50%, but I entered 40 pips because of spread. Just really just a bad entry, to be fair. So as you can see, 50% bad entry. Price didn't retest the 50%, but retested, you could see the wick, you could say, traded higher. So I thought, okay, this trade, it's looking positive, and then it traded all the way down and closed beneath structure. So I exited manually, closed out the trade, and I was in that trade for 2 hours and 14 minutes on Monday, and I lost $40. Is it 40? Yeah, 40. Yeah, $40 I lost on that trade. 0.61 I lost on that trade. $40, $55, and then $10. So they were all the trades I lost on that day. And then this was Wednesday, as you can see. Nice break of structure. Retested in within what, 5-10 minutes? And then straight after the retest, as you can see, it was so close to my 50% entry, but it just didn't tag it. And then it just went to TP. So yeah, like 20 minutes, 15 minutes trade, 18 minutes. So that was a good trade, and I caught that on both accounts. This one was the 1 to 2 account. So gain a 1 to 2, nice 2%. Stop loss 6.3, take profit 12.6. So yeah, very good quick trade. And then this trade was even quicker. I haven't even put in the screenshots. Image. Did I not take any pictures? Oh, I think this is the only picture I took because of how quickly I lost. But as you can see, I entered on 50% of this bullish candle. Well, I think I just entered as soon as the bullish candle closed above, because my strategy is if there's a break above and it creates a bearish candle and the bearish candle creates a new bullish candle, enter on the retest. So I entered, and as you can see, within one candle, I was out of trade. So 5 minute trade. Time of trade, 5 mins. Day, Friday, trade rating. Give it an A because I did follow my rules. It was a quick retest, it just lost. So I can't say it was a bad trade. Dropping it now. Break structure of Asian session. Break structure and the session. The session. Quick. You could say retest. Entered manually. Exited manually after candle closed beneath structure. So yeah, that was that. So I'm not gonna journal them twice. I'm just gonna copy because I'm not gonna write the same thing because that just makes no sense to me anyway. Where's the 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Friday. So yeah, that's that. Now I'm actually gonna take you over to the charts. I'm gonna go to Monday. Replay. Go to here. Actually get rid of all of this so it's just not confusing. And then you can see I was thinking. I think that's easier. So cool. I would normally start my day by marking up the lows, the highs, and I just wait for a break of either side. As you can see, it retested it. Now it's closed above. So that's my first indication. Okay, so we broke to the upside, could be looking for buys, but there could always be a reversal trade. So played it on. Okay, nice break of structure to the upside. As you can see, so I marked 50%, but I entered 4 pips away from 50%. So 4 pips probably be about where we are now. So I'm just going to use uh, uh, one 1 million units just so it's easy to calculate. So as you can see, stop loss 680, but we always give ourselves an extra 2 pips. So from 680 would be 880 if you just add 2, and then 880. Let's just say it's 900, so 1800 TP for 2. Let's just say 900. So that's a 1 to 2. Trade was doing okay, and then it had a break of this structure, this structure. But the reason why I didn't close it when it broke this structure is because I thought it could still retest in to the previous break because this area hasn't been tested yet. So I was thinking, oh, I can still retest into this area here, you know? So I was thinking, oh, I can retest and then react off that. So it's retested and showed signs of, buy momentum, I guess, within that area. So I didn't have any problems with it. And then it closed beneath structure here. So then that was the first loss. That was the first loss I took. That was Monday. And then Tuesday was this candle. Break structure to the downside. Break structure again. So what I would have done if I actually woke up on time is I would probably enter 2 pips away from 50%. It's 2 pips. Yeah, we're kind of at 2 pips. Let's just say I entered here because I probably would have entered here in live markets. So let's say I entered here, stop loss 540, but with 2 pips leeway, 740 stop loss. So 740 stop loss gives us what, 1480? 1480, I think, 1 to 2. Let me check. 14.8. Yeah. Okay. So play it on, retest it in, broke structure to the downside again. So that would have been a good sign for me. And then it's retested 50% again. And that's kind of creating this bullish type of structure. And the stop loss would have been hit. But as you can see, break structure, then it's broke structure, retested in, created a bearish candle, and then continued on. So that could have been early signs that, okay, we're going to start to reverse. The reason why I don't take 2 trades a day as well, to be honest, is because a lot of times, not to be cocky or anything, but a lot of times I do get the bias right. My entry is just really off. Does that make sense? So it's like, for example, Monday, my entry was off. But let's say I entered where I entered, right? Which was here. Was it here? Let's say I entered there. And my stop loss was 6 point, so 7, 6, what was it? 6.7, 6.8, 8.8 stop loss, right? Let's say that's my stop loss. Now it eventually got stopped out, but as you can see, the move would have eventually gone to TP. So it's not I got the bias wrong, my timing was just off. And it's the same with this trade. If we look at it, yes, it pushed up, but from where I entered, I think it hit TP. 7.4 stop loss. Maybe it doesn't. Might, I don't know. Yeah, no, it just bias wrong. And that's okay in it. I don't mind getting the bias wrong, but when you enter a trade and you know where it's going or you know where you think you know where it's going and it doesn't, no, and it does, but you're not in it because you've lost. That is probably the most annoying part. But yeah, that was Tuesday. That trade I didn't actually take on Tuesday because I woke up late. But if I was awake on time, I would have taken that trade and that would have been another loss. So we would have been at 3 losses this week and 1 win. And then this was Wednesday. This for me would have been the highest bullish candle in Tokyo session. So we had that mark like that. Those mark like that. So we had a break. Oh, we didn't. Didn't break. Not yet. Okay. So then we've had a break now, as you can see. So as you can see, it's gone to structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. And then on the 7th, you could say it's broken. So it's broken structure to the upside. Great. Now it's created a bearish candle. Bearish candle's created a bullish candle. Now, if this bullish candle created a bearish candle going lower, then I'd have been looking for sales. Big bullish candle to the upside. So I had my limit set here, but then I entered manually at where it was, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I copied it below, I can't remember. 540, so 740 stop loss. And then 1480 TP. And then, okay, well that's a bit annoying because TP actually did hit. But let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back one more time. Set entered. Let's just set a limit there. 770. Let's just say TP was there. And then you go. There you go. TP hit. But the limit, what I had set, I cancelled because it already hit TP. And I like if it's gonna retest, if I'm gonna enter with 2 pips away from entry, I'm expecting it to also hit the 50%, but I always set the limit at 50% so I can get that better entry, 2 pips when you're trading this way is a lot, that could save you a lot. Because for example, let's say my entry from here means my stop loss 7.7, right? So 7.7 here, which means to win or my take profit is 15 pips. So as you can see, let's just say it was here, yeah. So it's just wicked into my entry. But now, if I was to have entered from here with a 2 pip stop loss away, right? That's a 5.1 entry, right? 5.1, yeah, 5.1 entry. And then a 1 to 3 is only 15 pips. I don't know if I've just made that so much more confusing. But what I'm basically trying to say is because it is 2 pips out, it makes the entry bar. And obviously that's just obvious. But when you're trading with not a fixed risk to reward like 10 pip stop, just 5 pip TP, having that little bit of a better entry or 2 pips out or 2 pips different entry does really help, because if I read this makes it a 1 to 3. If this limit hits, TP would have hit 1 to 3, great. Now if I enter where I entered before, can you see it changes to 1.72, not even a 2R. So from 2 pips, it goes from 1 to 3 to 1.76. That is a mad comparison, you know? You go from gaining 3% to gaining 1.76, which is crazy. So if we go to where this was, and we set this like this, pretty sure it does hit. Yeah, see, it did hit. So that's the only annoying thing in the news instantly after. But because of news, if I was actually in the markets, would I have held it to 125? Probably not. I would have held it to 1. So where would 1 be? 1 would be this candle. So what would I have gained? Dum dum dum. 5.1 stop loss. Okay, not too bad. 2.44 R. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I'd have ended with 4% profit. Okay, that's not too bad. So yeah, that was Wednesday. So 2 wins on Wednesday, one on the 1 to 2, one on the 1 to 3. But as I said, the 50% never got hit, which is fine. Thursday was fucking boring. Not a single trade. Like, I don't know what it was doing. I thought, oh yeah, this is looking good because it had a strong, not even strong, it just went to the downside. So I was hoping and praying that, and it did it again. And I was thinking, okay, now it's gonna break, and it just didn't. Then it did all of this, broke to the upside. I was thinking, yeah, definitely no trade. It broke structure at 11:35. I was thinking, yeah, in the next 30 minutes, realistically, we're not going to be able to get into a trade. So yeah, that was Thursday, no trade. And then today, which is Friday, uh, mm, 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 mm. And then today we had a break of pre-London high within the first candle, which was, it's always a good sign when you have an early break. Then we had a bearish candle, another bearish candle, followed by a bullish candle. So I thought, okay, highs created these lows, you could say these lows created a new high. Now I'm just gonna I did do I did mark out with 50%, but I was thinking okay, it's too small of an area. I don't really like the 50% is not really saving me here. So then I just did mark my stop loss. Okay, cool. Three pips stop loss. Add 2, that's 5 pips. 10 pip TP. This should be an easy, quick win. One candle can really do 10 pips. 2, 3 candles can do 10 pips. And then The next candle opened, closed beneath, and then I lost. And that was me done for the day. But then if you look at that, and this is what I mean, I do get the bias wrong, but my entries, no, I do get the bias right majority of the time when I do lose, but it's just my entries. So 5 pips, and it would have hit the 1 to 2. As you can see, 1 to 2 would have been hit. Even a 1 to even a 1 to 4 would have been hit, which is crazy. 1 to 3 would have been hit. And the reason why I'm also testing a 1 to 3 in comparison to a 1 to 2 is because when I back tested all the trades I've taken with 1 to 2 or back tested my live results, because I don't really like to back test months and years I haven't traded. I only like to back test the trades I've actually taken, to be honest. It's way easier and it's way more effective to me anyway. But when I did back test the trades I've taken on the 1 to 2, I realized that there's only a 2 win difference between a 1 to 3 and a 1 to 2. So I only won 2 more trades that I didn't on the 1 to 3 when I did trade with the 1 to 2. So I was thinking if that continues on and they're only like 2 trades away, after 30 trades, right, the 1 to 3 strategy would be way more profitable than 1 to 2. Because if you do, let's say 2 times 28, right? So 2% per trade, and I've taken 28 wins. That's 56 R, right? 56% I would gain with no losses. That's just impossible. But let's just go off the wins, right? So 28 wins with 1 to 2, 56% I would have gained. Cool. Now if we do 3R and then we times it by 26 instead of 28, you get 78R, right? Which is crazy. So let's do 30 times 2. That's 60. Now if we do 28 times 3, it's 84. So if they are always 2 trades behind each other, or 2 trades away from each other, trading the 1 to 2 and 1 to 3, then eventually we'll just get to a point where I'll just be like, okay, cut the 1 to 2 out, because the 1 to 3, yes, it might miss out on 2 extra winners I could have caught on the 1 to 2, but in the long term, this 1 to 3 is way more profitable by a good 20%. 20% isn't like a small margin, that's a clean margin, massive margin, you know. And as you saw here on Wednesday, the 1 to 2 and the 1 to 3 hit TP near enough at the same time. The same candle hit the 1 to 2, take profit, and hit the 1 to 3, take profit. So missing out on 2 trades would, or missing out on the trades that I would have won on the 1 to 3, no, missing out on the trades that I would have won on the 1 to 2, but I didn't win on the 1 to 3, to me would just mean that I got the bias wrong, or it was just a very short reversal, a very short continuation, and now it's showing the true direction. So maybe it's gone 10 pips and I need 12. So it's dropped 10 pips and it's reversed after 10 pips. That just means I got the bias wrong, or it was just a very quick reversal. That's what I would see it as anyway. But I'm going to keep trading the 1 to 2, I'm going to keep trading the 1 to 3, and then, yeah, over time it will show the results of each, and it'll be very easy to dictate um, which one is more profitable for the way I want to trade going forward. But yeah, so if we go off just trade ratings, all my A plus trades, 53% win rate out of all of them. B trade 0%, C trade 0%. Uh, times of trades is always different, so this isn't really that helpful. Yeah, it's not really that helpful. 5 minutes 0%, 80 minutes 2%, 100%. Yeah, the time of trades is not really that informative. That would only come with time. But Monday, 6 trades, 16% win rate on a Monday. Tuesday, 100% win rate. Wednesday, 33% win rate. Thursday, 0% win rate. Friday's got a 33% win rate, but it's still negative. So yeah, I haven't won on a Thursday yet, which is kind of concerning. Something I need to see how that goes on, how that continues with time. If I look at my calendar, I've only started trading this 1 to 3 strategy for this week, so it's not that informative either, to be fair. But yeah, as you can see, if I was risking 1%, it would have been a 33, it would have been 3%, so $300, and then I'd have lost double this, obviously, because I'd be risking, well, double what I was risking here, so it would have been 64 loss, 64 loss, 0.64 loss. But yeah, as you can see, up near enough 1% for the week, taking a loss, but still near enough at 1%, and that's what I kind of like about 1 to 3 as well, is it allows you to take 3 losses before it clears out the win. 1 to 2 only allows you to take 2 losses, sometimes even one, because of spreads and fees and stuff like that. It does chop away at the price. And then let's look at my 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is up $7 this month, $41 this week. Obviously, this trade I didn't take on my other account, which I should have. So that's just poor from me. But yeah, up $41 this week. Last week it was down $34, even after the win. So I think every week I have won a trade so far. Even though it's been 2 months, which isn't really a big flex, but every week that I have traded, I have won a trade. Except this week. This week here, this was on a 15-minute time frame. So this trade just doesn't, I don't count it. Obviously it's there, it's counted, but it's not what I take into my journaling. But every week I've traded with the 1 to 2, it has won. This was obviously a fixed to reward trade, so I would have won a bit more, I think, if I wasn't using a fixed R to R. But yeah, on the 5 minute, yeah, I've won near enough every week. Win here, that's a break even. That's not even a win. $70, fuck all. Then this week I've taken 1 win, 2 losses. So, it is so far doing well. So far it is. Profits is now 53, 32% win rate, 8 out of 17 trades, 25 trades in total. And yeah, we'll just keep going week by week. What more losses? Yeah, 521 loss on Fridays. 0.07% because I think I've updated it, so it's updated now, so it knows what it is today. So 0.07% this month. And yeah, I think that is everything covered for this week. And yeah, we'll start again Monday and see what happens. See if I can catch some more trades, win some more trades, and yeah, just really take it day by day. But yeah, that is the weekly update, and that is all.